So I've had a holiday. I look a bit more tanned, and I do feel more ready to go. And given that we dropped the first 25-26 video the other day, it's time to do the second one. But when I'm recording this a day before the first pre-season game that we're doing, which of course I did say I was going to be Retford United against Boston Town. I'm sort of changing my mind. We're going to do the Memorial Cup, which by the time this video's gone out, the Works Uptown video's already gone out. So yeah, I'm kind of doing this video in the past to go out in the future. Just roll with it. But I did have in one of the comments in the video saying, can you do a Northern Premier League East prediction video, early prediction video? And well, yeah, why not? Because I do like the East Division. I've done a lot of the teams in this league. The only ones I need to do is a lot of them in the North East, and I think this season there's going to be some exciting games. There's going to be some very, very exciting teams that have come into it as well. So I do think the East is one, well, for me, I think it's probably the strongest it has been over the last few years. But a disclaimer, do take this with a pinch of salt. We are still quite early into the transfer window, and of course the league season doesn't start till August the 9th. So yeah, just take it with a pinch of salt, and if you think your club might do better than what I think, leave a comment down below and tell me where you think, and maybe who you think could be a dark horse for the playoffs, who you think might win the league, who might go down from this league. Because like I say, I think there's a lot of teams that are very similar, but there's a lot of teams at the top of the league that are very, very strong. But if you enjoy your non-league content, because this is the place to come, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. The route to 5k is on, and I want to say a big thank you to our sponsor. That's of course MKS Ground Care, and they've been absolutely brilliant with us throughout the year. They have been able to help sponsor the channel, to able to grow the channel as well. Without their support as well, we're able to bring the videos to you guys as well. So we'll be able to get to the non-league games and do all the clubs that we can do. They've been absolutely brilliant. On screen, if I haven't on screen now, is all the stuff they do. They do a lot of stuff in Nottinghamshire, do a lot of stuff in Lincolnshire. I'm trying to restrict my movement because I do have a sunburn, so, and it does hurt a little bit. It's more sore on top of my shoulders, but yes, all the stuff they do on the top. I don't know why I talked about my sunburn, but yeah, it's a bit restricted movement. Without further ado, then let's get into who I think is going to win the league. And I have kind of chopped and changed who I thought will win the league and who I think is going to go up, and I've redone this prediction 3 or 4 times actually, but I'm going to go with Matlock Town because, let's be fair, they've got a lot of money to throw around, which they have done, and for me I think that they are, in my opinion, the big fish in this league. You know, they've got a proud history. I really like the club. I've always had a great time when I've gone to the ground. One of the best grounds in the league in terms of picturesque views. For me, I think they're going to be, like I said, they're going to throw a lot of money around, which they've already have done. But for me, I do think they are the team to be shot down this season. So I do think Matlock, for me, are going to win the league. So then, playoff wise, and I might give my prediction who I think is going to win the playoffs as well. So I've got second all down to 5th. So Dunstan are going to be in the playoffs. Embley, North Ferriby, and Pontefract. Now, Pontefract's a surprising one. They have made some good signings so far. They've done a lot of stuff off the pitch as well. They're putting a new 3G pitch, which I think is going to be fantastic, because they do have a lot of problems with their pitch as well, which, if you do follow this league, it's not been the best that it can be. But I tell you what though, the food there is absolutely banging. But I say, I do think they could be the side that could just sneak into the playoffs. They could be a bit of a dark horse. But if I'm going to pick someone that's going to win the playoffs, now, given that last season we saw Dunstan lose, I'm not going to pick Dunstan purely the fact that my best mate is the media guy at Dunstan, but also the fact that the times we've seen Dunstan in a big crunch game, they've lost. So I'm going to pick Embley. I'm going to pick Embley to win the playoffs. I think they've done so well since they've come up into step 4, and I do think they could be a team that could be step 3 at some point. So then, who's just going to miss out then. So 6th, 7th and 8th. It's going to be tough because I think these teams are going to be stronger. The first of the teams that have come up from the Northern League, that's called Redcar Athletic. Now, correct me in the comments if I've said it right or I've said it wrong, because some people say Redcar, some people say Redcar. Now, I say Redcar. Please don't hurt me. Don't. But yeah, Redcar 6th. I think they're just going to miss out on the playoffs. Garforth 7th. I think they're going to have another great season. And 8th is going to be Newton Aycliffe. I think they're going to be another side. I think they're going to push on and be a top 10 side. I think they could just miss out on the playoffs. But like I say, those 3 teams, I think they are, they're tough. They're good sides to watch. Not that I've seen Redcar and Newton Aycliffe yet. They're on my list to watch. But Garforth, I like Garforth a lot. I think they are a tremendous side to watch. Got some very, very good players. Got some tremendous fans as well. And like I say, they're just like Emily. They've done very, very well since they've come up into step 4 again. So for me, I think those are going to be the 3 teams that are just going to miss out on the playoffs. So then let's round off the sort of the top half of the table then. So I've gone 9th with Bishop Auckland. Now, I saw Bishop Auckland last season once against Cleethorpes and I thought they were brilliant. I thought the game plan they had against the side that were top of the league at the time, I thought they were very good. I think they won on a set piece, yes, but defensively they were very, very good that day, and I was very impressed. They could be a side that could sneak into that top half of the table, and like I say, they've got a season in step 4 under their belt. I think they will kick on. I do think they'll do all right. And rounding off the top 10 is another North East side, Consett, and again, another side they've really established themselves at step 4, and again another side I think that could sneak into that top half of the table. And I'd say rounding off 11th, Hallam FC. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be one of the sides that the second of the sides who have come up, and I think they'll be fine. I think they've pulled in some good signs. They've kept a lot of the players as well. Losing Rio Allen is tough because he was absolutely instrumental last season, but good luck to him going to Scarborough. I think it's a massive step up for him, but you know what, he's a young kid, good player, very, very hungry, desire as well. I think he'll do very well in the National League North. Let's go with the mid-table then. Some of the sides that probably not going to go down, but feel like not going to really sort of pushing top half of the table. Or could be, you never know. But yes, 12th, Ashington. 13th, Grimsby Borough, 14th, Peters Stannington, and 15th are the second one of, third of the promotion clubs, Silsden. Now, like I say, Silsden, when I saw them last season, again, I only saw them once, but again, good side. I liked when they played Beverley. They tried to bully Beverley. They've got some big lads, and they played some nice football as well. They were unlucky not to get to the final. But fair play to them winning the Northern Counties Premier Division. They, like I say, by far and away the best side as well. And I think, I think they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Yeah. All these clubs like Grimsby Borough, they've come up. They've done a great job since they've come up from the Northern Counties, and they've established themselves well. I keep sort of spinning the same yarn. I need to change my catchphrase or change what I need to say. Yeah, look, do take it with a pinch of salt what I'm predicting, because I know a lot of people can get very passionate about where their team is going to be, and like I say, we are still early on in the transfer window, and we're still early on into the summer as well. Pre-season hasn't started yet in terms of the games, but it's just a little bit of lightheartedness before the season starts, and it just gets people talking as well, saying where the team is going to be. And we're going to try and do a lot of the games as well. I need to, like I said, a bit like Northern Premier League, a bit like Step 3, I want to complete this league. I really do. It's going to be a long trip, but I need to complete this league. Where were we? Yes, so we're going to go with the 3 clubs then, and I think they're just going to stay up. We're going to be just above that dotted line and probably a Live to Survive for another season. So 16th, I'm going to go with Bridlington now. Again, they've been flirting with relegation for a long time, for the last few years as well, but I think they'll be fine this season. I think they'll have another season in step 4. 17th, Blythe Town. I don't really know too much about Blythe Town. Of course, they came up from the Northern League last season, but I think they'll fare better than their the counterparts, that's for certain. And well, the club that I think is just going to survive, and fair play to them for getting up, Lincoln United, a club that I know very, very, very well. Some great people that work at that football club. I think, you know, coming back into step 4, you know, after winning the league last season, winning the United Counties League, really they were really the outsider going into the last few weeks of the season, and then, you know, pipping Bourne and Eastwood to the title. Will I stay up? Yeah, I think they will. They'll finish 18th, and I think if you give that to a lot of Lincoln United fans, they'll probably snap your hand off. And then who do I think is going to go down? Now, like I said, look, take this with a pinch of salt, please, because, like I say, I know people can get a little bit testy with it. That's just certain. But yes, who's going to go down? The 19th, Blythe Spartans. I do find it really sad with Blythe, because I remember seeing them nearly 10 years ago. They won the Northern Premier League to get into the National League North, and then beating FC9 Manchester to get into the playoffs. You know, and just to see them free fall, I think it's really, really sad. I do hope one day that they come back and be a real established football club once again, and trying to get back into the National League. It would be nice to see them back there, and just for North East football as well, I think would be good, because you like to Gates said, the likes of South Shields, you want your derby, you want your big, you want your North East derbies, that's for certain. 20th, I'm going to go with Ossetes. They've been flirting around that bottom end for a long time, and I do think they're going to dip below that dotted line this time. 21st, Bradford Park Avenue. Now, this was the one I kind of put in. I thought, I'm not sure about this one, and some people might go in the comments saying you're a fool for putting Bradford Park Avenue in there. But again, I just feel like since they've dropped out to the National League and even the Northern Prem, I feel like they've just not done anything. Like they've not really. Feel like, for me, they've not really like a club that's going to try and get themselves back into where they used to be. I just feel like they're free falling, a bit like Blythe Spartans. Rounding off, 22nd, Brighouse. Now, Brighouse, who got a reprieve last season, because they did finish in the relegation zone. They were going to go down, but they got a reprieve. I do feel like they're going to have another season of struggle, and again, I do think that maybe the club just needs to go down and have a bit of a reset and start again, because I enjoyed my time when I went to Brighouse. I did that time 4 years ago, but they have been struggling for a long time. But you know, there we go. It's not always easy, that's for certain. Just in the last video, there we go, pen and paper. I did change a couple around, but it's never easy trying to predict something. I've been doing this for far too long, and people have gone like that, people have told me where to go, people told me to jog on, but it's all just a bit of light-heartedness, and also just get people talking. And like I say, we are still quite early into pre-season, so a lot of people haven't made a lot of signings yet, but you never know. I think, like I say, this league, it's going to be an exciting league. I think there's going to be some fantastic games to watch, and we will try and do quite a lot of them this season, that's for certain. But yes, if you enjoyed this, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll be doing the Midlands one. Northern Prem Midlands, that's what I meant to say. I need to start finishing my sentences, but for now, bye.